Called Samuel. I work with the Minister of Finance. I'm an economist. I'm next on the social development sector. This we are trying to program budgeting for the community mobilization and management program under the budget of Ministry of Gender, Labour and Social Development, and also the Corporate Commission. Before it was called the social development sector, and now it's called the community mobilization and management program. We are moving to budgeting, program budgeting approach. When we are preparing budgets, we look for gender equity. Is a very serious issue here. We do what we call gender budgeting. But in the process of budgeting, we look gender. We are looking at men and what women. How different sexes are been. How are we allocating resources? How are they? How is this budget gender and equity? How is it gender responsive? For example, look at the issue of girls and boys, men and women. Now, when we go to equity, we are looking at people like how is the budget looking to balance, giving resources, but we are ensuring that there is the component of equity. No one is left behind. For example, we shall look at the people with disabilities. Then you are going to look at the elderly. Then you are going to look at hard to reach areas. We have islands which are in deep in the lakes. So how do you look at such areas? We have hard to reach areas like Karamoja, rural areas and urban areas. So we make sure that when you are balancing all resources, we cater for all these areas and all categories. Minister of Finance issues a certificate called Gender and Equity Certificate. Now that certificate works hand in hand with the Equal Opportunities Commission to ensure that the budget is, we have a pass mark of 50%. Any agency or ministry or department which has a score below 50%, we don't approve the budget. That's how serious it is. Even the Parliament does not approve. So for your budget to be approved, you must must exceed the limit of 50%. We go and look into your budget. How have you allocated your resources? How have you addressed the gender and equity issues? How have you getting for the elderly, the disabled, the hard to reach areas? For example, the Ministry of Gender Budget, the social development sector, we are having issue of social protection, the youth, the women. We have a program for the elderly called the Senior Citizens Plan for Empowerment to help the elderly people. Then we have the PWDs, they have this disability grant. This is to help the poor and the disabled. Then we come and look into your budget. Have you allocated some money, such a cross-cutting issue of disability? AIDS, now we have COVID in place. So now consider the cross-cutting issues, the environmental issues. So gender and equity certificate is the major tool we use. But then we also look at, after releasing the funds, we have what we call quarterly performance. We have the quarterly budget performance reports, then we have the semi-annual budget performance reports, and then the annual budget performance reports. We look into this performance report to see, did you achieve the set targets? Those are the tools we use. So if for example, the accounting officer does not meet those targets, it's not appointed back. The equity certificate which we issue
is the mother tool.
Is the tool we use. But we have the law, or the Budget Public Finance Management Act, the PFM Act. We have the program working group meetings. We have the sector working groups meetings. We have the local government consultative workshops. The whole calendar of a budgeting process. We have we consult with local governments. We even go and do monitoring also, do physical checks, all the government projects. For example, we have a budget monitoring and accountability unit of our ministry, which normally monitors all government projects and programs. They have fully utilized the resources well. So if they give you a budget for financial year 2021, like we're now 21-22. Along the we normally do quarterly monitoring. We go to the field, we visit the hospitals to see How has the women, we have the program called the Uganda Women Entrepreneurship Program, WEP, Youth Livelihood Program.
Yes.
We have the Senior States Grant for Empowerment Program, SAGE.
Yes.
So we go and see how these programs are working. Are they utilizing the resources well? So we normally do quarterly monitoring, and then you come up with the report, and you write. If there are issues, you raise. Since government introduced this thing, I think Uganda is considered as one of the countries where gender and equity issues. For example, you can see now on the appointments in cabinet. We have Makerere University. Each place must have toilet for the disabled. Like now, there is inclusive budget. The results are there. Like every year, there is a score which Equal Opportunities Commission analyzes the performance, and then they give us this produce a report. So when we are looking into our budget, we say it's a great improvement. The challenge, of course, has always been the resources. The resource envelope is not given the competing priorities. The resource envelope is not good. Yeah. Now, when the COVID came in, businesses were locked down. We can't get enough revenue. There are very many demands, but the challenge is maybe the resource envelope, and then maybe issues of mindset change. Mindset change, like now convincing everyone that we are now doing gender and equity budget. Gender and equity is now an issue. The challenges, of course, we have to streamline, ensure that no resources are wasted, and then continuous sensitization. That's why we have a community mobilization and the mindset change program. And now for you, and then this tool has helped us a lot, the gender and equity certificate. Yeah, they award those certificates for percentages, 80%, 70%. So basically, everyone struggles to see that they implement gender and equity. If you don't implement, it means your budget will not be approved. So everyone strives so much to see that every agency, because now for like Minister of Finance, we look at all work with the other agencies. Their budgets, they have to come and be approved, then they consolidate with Parliament. It's the main means which releases the funds. So if we don't give you the certificate. Yeah. So if you can't give you the certificate, meaning you will not get your budget. So you have to score highly. And the recommendation I can give, please take up this tool, take up gender responsive budgeting and equity, so that the people can appreciate budget. Because the most important thing is people seeing what government is doing for them. The importance of these budgets, like the government can become visible. When people are paying taxes, they see that government is doing something. Every month we give them 25,000 for the elderly. It helps them in medical bills and whatever. So someone will see that government is visible. The youth, government has the program, youth livelihood. The women, everyone is catered for. Now when the COVID came in, there was the COVID relief, cash transfer of them recover from COVID. So if someone sees the presence of what? Motivates them to pay taxes. Yeah. So I would recommend it to take up the same, like what we are doing in Uganda. Yeah. It's a very good initiative. It engages the population to support government programs and also to pay taxes. And then people become, it's an inclusive way of budget. It's inclusive, doesn't leave anyone behind. And people, when everyone is included in the budgeting process, everyone wants to be part of that. So in the end, it leads to development. No region is left behind. With the equity, hard-to-reach areas, they are also busy participating. So the only thing that I would recommend is gender and equity. A campus is, how do we call it, unity. Promotes unity, and then promotes participatory development and planning, whereby everyone is involved.